Hello, 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 and welcome to Larger Curves today. Thank you for coming in. On your way in, if you don't mind, smashing that like button, smashing the subscribe button, and if you haven't already, hit the bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video, and so you can become part of this beautiful curvy community we're growing over here in these YouTube streets. Now, curvies, happy Saturday. I hope you're living your best life. I decided to go live and have an open panel about my top 5 things. I'm going to drop the link right off the bat. You may have been wondering where your girl has been. Well, I was in Las Vegas at convention. I'll put together a little reel for you guys and let you see it. If you follow me on Instagram at Larger Curves with 2 S's, then you may have seen a couple of my stories while I was out there. So convention was fire, and I came back so inspired, and I am ready to do the thing and grow my business. And so if you ever want any information on how you can be part of my crusade, so my latest crusade, you guys, is to make melanated millionaires. Now I'll make everybody a millionaire, and I focus on my community as just a way to par down. However, like I said, I'm not too selfish. You know my motto, there's more than enough to go around. So I'm in the habit of creating generational wealth and legacy for families. And I do that through financial education and resources. So there's a lot of different ways that perhaps I can help you and yours be in a better situation. If you ever want any information, you can DM me. You can email me, largercurves@gmail.com, LRGA, @gmail.com. If you ever wanted some information or even like a will kit, I've given those out before to my curvies. Yeah, and I'd be more than glad to answer any of those questions because, like I said, I got a crusade in my heart, We started behind the generational wealth gap. Everybody knows what's going on with our community. We're not trying to come up off no reparations. So in the meantime, there's other ways that we can participate in gaining riches and access to wealth in this country that have nothing to do with our race. And they half the time they don't even know. Anyway, yeah, it's not a consideration at all. It's all about the tax codes. So if you do want more information, be sure, let me know. I could set up any type of appointment for groups or whatever. Welcome to Fed Now. It's all up and running. Exactly, right? Fed Now is all up and running, you guys. So the monies that we have are being subject to different types of laws. I did notice that my Chase account recently had 127-page updated user agreement. And by page 18, they had mentioned several times that they could basically hold my money if they felt like it. They could, for investigation purposes, you guys can't see me, but look, for investigation purposes, they could hold your money if they felt like it might be something going on. They would be able to hold your money that's in your bank account that you pay fees on. Let me tell y'all something about the bank, okay? So real quick, Corey's in the back. What's good, girl? Come through. Hi, Corey.
Hi.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm stopped through for a little while.
Yes, I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you did. Yeah, Sebastian says our money is now completely, I'm telling you, the 127-page user agreement by page 18 had mentioned no less than 4 times that basically they have control over what I put in those accounts. I'm going to tell you guys a secret about the banks. This is not an alleged statement. I don't have to say allegedly. It's not a secret, but you might not know that banks weren't meant to hold your money for a long time, people. They weren't. They were supposed to be someplace you put your money until you, needed it, right? And how banks aren't necessarily exactly a friendly place for your money, is think about the returns they give you for putting all your money there. Do they give you a big return? No, right? They hardly give you any percentage, just like 0.00 something and then a number, you guys, is how much the banks give you on the money that you park in their accounts. And then they make you fill out a loan if you want more than a loan application if you want more than what you put in there. Okay. Then they make you have monthly service fees for having it in there so long. Then they do small incentives to try to be like, oh, put your money here, put your money here. Those are all tricks. It's all smoke and mirrors, people. Anyway, so if you want to find out different places to do different things for the wealth and generational wealth in your family, then that have nothing to do with that, returns are awesome, all of that stuff, then get at me and I can point you in the right direction. Anyway, Corey has a station in these YouTube streets. It's called at Lola Lane. Be sure and go through and follow her over there. Corey, did you see
Yeah.
the 5 top things I had on the thingamabob?
No, I did not.
Oh. It's all good. It's
Sorry.
all good. On the thumbnail, it's just a hand with 5, 4 fingers and a thumb.
Okay.
And so we could start with, because this is going to be an open panel. Anybody can come up at any time and add their 8 cents. Oh, Sarah Bay from Paris is coming to add her
Hi.
2 cents.
Oh,
Hello, Sarah.
Bonsoir, girl. How are you? I had a
Oh, I'm
good
so
day
good.
today.
Huh?
I was on the beach today. I was
okay.
on the
Oh,
beach,
nice.
and
That's
I
what's
it's
up.
night now, but it was very nice, and I eat good French fries, like
Oh,
just
I love good French
imagine
fries.
with mussels à la marinière, like we say. So we
Mm.
get in hot topics. What is the hot topics for the day, Larja? What
So
is it?
the 5 hot topics that I had. The first one is Jamie Foxx. Clones are a real thing.
Oh,
The second one is going to be Bravo's service issue. The third
oh,
one is Nene spoke up first. The fourth one is
yes.
Bethany is basically saying exactly what Nene already said.
Yes.
And the fifth one is going to be Ebony K. Williams has black sperm. Hope it's not from a bus driver.
What?
So, yeah, we'll get to that. So,
Okay.
real quick, okay, if you're black and you know it, clap your hands.
Clap,
Um,
clap.
Okay,
because
I'm sorry that the last is maybe out of my league for the situation. Maybe I don't understand. Maybe it's very I can't. I don't know
Ebony
what
K.
to say.
Williams, the Ebony one,
Yes, I remember who is
Mm-mm.
she
yeah,
with.
yeah, yeah.
But she
Well,
said, I remember she said she never go out with a bus driver because she
right,
want to have a nice man with a nice situation to be on the same level of her. Because she can
correct,
say when you are a great woman, you need to have someone level up
right,
you,
right.
not take you down.
I'm not dating
Yeah,
a bus driver either.
So
that's my trigger property, right?
I ain't
Lawsuits. Oh,
building
that's
no
your
man.
trigger? Well, you know what? Yeah, that's gonna be the number 5. The first one I wanted to start with is Jamie Foxx. Did you guys know that if you're black, that we say a lot of stuff, and one of the things is, "Ooh, they cloned that person. Ooh, that's his clone. Oh, that's his."
yes, but you know, he is
That
a
is a
movie
thing
calling
that
cloned.
sometimes gets said in the black community. So when all this stuff happened with Jamie Foxx, I'm so glad that he's on the upswing. But you know that he was allegedly, supposedly, had taken a turn for the worse from a mysterious something. Some people said it was from the jab. Some people said it was from something else. They implied a lot of different things, got mad at his daughter when she posted something. And friends were like, we haven't talked to him in months. He won't return my phone calls. I keep calling and all this stuff. And then he didn't say nothing. And then we had 2 sightings that were so odd, you guys. The first sighting was he kind of just gets out of his car and waves at the people. And then the second sighting was he was at like a Top Golf in some gray sweats, walking around kind of looking for the bathroom. And then everybody was like, that wasn't him. Look at those pictures are grainy and everything like that, right? So then he was seen helping a woman saving her purse. She was on one of those ride your bike drunk things where it's like 10 of
Okay.
you riding the bike, and her bag fell off the thing, and through his limousine tinted driver car from the back seat, he was able to spot her purse fall off the thing, make the carriage stop, jump out of the back seat, because he was a passenger in this freaking town car with limousine tinted windows, right? So he's a passenger, gets out, gets the purse, and takes it over to the woman, and still doesn't really say anything. So then we were like, oh yeah, that's a clone. That's a clone. But
You
there
know
was,
it's fun. You know it's fun because now it's a movie is gonna be out calling they are cloned with Jamie Foxx
yeah,
and the story
Tyrone
of
is a
clone.
clone.
It's
So me and
yes,
husband
it's
watched
a
it
movie.
last night.
It's a fiction. It's a fiction going out. I don't know where it's gonna be. Or maybe on theater or maybe Netflix. I don't know where.
No, it's on Netflix. And that
Yes,
was
and
my point. That was going to
yes,
be my point ultimately, is that since everybody knows that black people will be like, oh, that's a clone. And then they have all this weird, questionable sightings of him. And
yep,
now to find out there's a freaking movie that he's the lead of, and his Tyrone is a clone. Do you
yep.
guys now think it was part of the PR, or do you think that, like, what do you guys think
I will tell
is
you
the thing?
that I don't know. I think so much strange thing it's happening in the world. We have so much. I think the truth. I think the way I see the truth now. I'm very classical. I'm very into science, into academics, history, everything like that. But I have that feeling now. The most conspiracy theory I see much, about that. I read so much about that. Now some of them are, true thing happened. Okay, so you know what? I don't know. And I can tell you everything gonna be happen since 23. We had so much storm, tornado, hurricane. I don't know. Everything is gonna be possible. Truly, everything is gonna be possible for me. We can have an alien coming now in the White House to be the new president. I think everything is possible because I don't know. When I see his video, I don't feel the same energy when I see him before. The only thing I can tell you that maybe it's the fact he had maybe some death, fear of the situation. Maybe he's gonna be stopping, to take some medication or to have better life because he was very outside drinking, smoking. He had very nightlife, way to live his life, like he has 20 years, 20.
Well, that was part of what I didn't appreciate them alluding to as the reason for any health issue that may have arisen. Because, Charlie Sheen is positive and known to use and dapple in the stuff.
Oh.
And if something happens to him, they're not like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I just need them to leave that out of it. Unless you're going to tell me it's something about alleged, partying or whatever like
Yes,
that,
some rumor,
then don't allude to it. You know what I
some
mean?
blind
And I
item I
felt like
see
a
that.
lot of news outlets initially did try to be like, well, he smokes
YouTubers,
cigars. What do you think, Corey?
YouTubers, YouTubers out there calling this man an addict. She know who she is. Shift your wig, girl. Shift your wig. What I don't, those sightings, I thought they were, they were Jamie. I caught a little bit of a replay of Mims live early this morning.
Mm-hmm.
He made a perfect point that as an actor, even though they're on strike right now, but as an actor, as an entertainer, as a performer, you have to be insurable, right?
Oh yeah.
So the reason why he's taken so long to come out is because he wanted to make sure he could focus his eyes, he could talk
Oh,
Oh.
without
shit.
slurring. He wanted to make sure he was marketable. And let's get the facts straight. He's an older gentleman.
Yes.
He needs to be marketable, even though he's a content creator himself.
Uh-huh.
He has to be marketable.
I had just a question for you two girls. Who Charlie
Hmm.
Sheen can be alive with the way he live today? What he do
Who
to stay
what?
alive? Who Charlie Sheen with all the thing he does in his life,
Hmm.
the way he hates, the way he doesn't do sport, the way he had HIV, everything like that, everything he had, everything STDs, I'm sure, everything. Who he can be alive? Please tell me, because he do maybe witchcraft. He make me sell
Yeah,
his
right? Like,
who is
It's called
possible?
having a daddy with money that can buy you experimental medication.
But I
And
know
that's
one
the
thing.
reason why Magic Johnson is almost undetectable with those three letters.
But you have five Python. But what because I'm very into medical thing. You have 5 person in the world
Hmm.
when they have HIV. HIV. Now they
Mm.
are gonna be all erased. Okay, Magic Johnson is not on the list, but
Money.
he almost, but he had very good, okay, how I can say that he had very healthy life. He do, he do everything to be healthy.
yeah.
But Charlie Sheen,
Money
no.
though. Money is the key. Money is the key, and access
Money
to
and access. Yes.
money and
Yes,
access
but
is the key to anything in life.
okay,
Money and
it's,
access.
but you have so much rich people dying from some big disease, and like Steve Jobs, like so much people like that that are
Well, he
very
had the
wealthy.
C. Steve Jobs had the C. He had the
Yes,
big C. There's nothing you could do about the big C.
but normally you can nothing, but you can do with HIV if you have your, who can do physics. It's very question I had, very sincere, and I'm very candid about that.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson, I see who he live. He do all this treatment. He do plants. He do very good therapy. He had very good
You
way
know
to
who I
live.
give
And
that who I give most of that success to? His wife.
Who?
yes,
His wife.
yep,
He has a great person taking care of him.
Huh.
yes, it's true.
That's true.
Mrs.
She
Johnson
she's the gatekeeper. She makes sure he takes his medicine. She makes sure he eats right. She makes sure that the chef doesn't cook something that's going to unalive him.
Yeah.
You know, I think we have gone overboard with the clone references to Jamie speaking as a caregiver and a gatekeeper, someone in their
okay.
family. I know Mims brought this up earlier as well. I am set up to take the brunt of everything. Mom doesn't
It's
want to see
true.
people. I'm the one that says, hell no, you can't come over. Mom doesn't want to talk to somebody on the phone. I'm to say, hell no, she ain't here. She don't want to talk to you right now.
Is why
So
is
I
why
have to, yeah, I have to take the brunt of everything. And I felt for Corinne so bad because, for whatever reason, he doesn't want to talk to his friends. For whatever reason, he doesn't want to talk to family members. She had to be his public mouthpiece plus his gatekeeper behind the scenes along with her auntie. So it's not easy. So I want people to rethink when you say, well, he owes it to us to let us know how he is. Jamie doesn't owe us anything. Jamie owes us a part of his life and not all of his life. And I'm
he,
so glad he's on the mend. He looks great. His skin looks like, because he hasn't been drinking, he hasn't been eating bad foods this past couple months. He looks great. He lost a few pounds. He's lost some muscle, but he looks great. It's good. It tells you and shows you what clean living can do for you.
yes, his energy is very changing, but I don't know. I feel something off. I don't know what is it. I
Okay.
feel something different. Maybe because it's clean, maybe because it's very, maybe with a spiritual awakening. I don't know. But something is different. I don't know, it's not him, but I feel something different in him.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what I say that to. It's just my intuition. I don't say to clone. I don't say that. I just feel he's different. Maybe because he was scared by his mortality in some way.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, Corey said something very interesting about the insurance. about the brand, and you said it very true. And I was don't thinking like that, don't thinking about the aspect of the money, because when you do a movie, you need to be insured. So if he had a health issue publicly,
Mhm.
he's not gonna be going to have any movie coming in the few years
Mhm.
in front of us. So yes, this question is why people is why movie stars avoid to speak about some addiction to the fear
Mhm.
to losing the insurance to make a movie.
Mhm.
Now
And
I
he,
see
yeah.
that.
And John Boyega is the star of They Clone Tyrone, so it's not technically Jamie's movie. This is a
Yes,
John Boyega production. For those who don't know, John Boyega played Finn in Star Wars.
yes,
He also played the King in The Woman King. Um, this is John's movie. He got the deal from Netflix. Jamie Foxx is a co-star and a minor producer in the film. So I just want you all to make sure that we watch this movie this weekend. It's very important that we watch the movie this weekend,
We watched
even
it
though
last
they're on
night.
strike. Even though they're on strike, it's very important for metrics. And stars like John Boyega won't get these deals because everything is going to be moving to streaming pretty soon. There'll be no cable TV, there'll be no DVDs. Everything will be
Yay!
about streaming. So it's very important that we keep
yes,
the wave that we've been riding, um, Black and brown and Asian folks from Black Panther and Crazy Rich Asians. We have to keep riding this wave. We got to make sure the wave doesn't hit the beach, because if the wave hit the beach, there's no more diversity in Hollywood.
exactly. We see the case with the Kristen Bell, picture of her dinner with all her working friend. No black, no any ethnicity on that table that
On
day.
what table?
Kristen Bell was an actress. She's a blonde actress. She's played on Veronica Mars, and she make a big picture of her dinner with all her friends in the world of entertainment,
Mm.
of the star, everything like that. You don't have any black person, any person from diversity on that table, and there are
Wow.
maybe 30, 45 people on that long table.
Wow.
You can, and some people are upset. And I see some very interesting, explanation. Some people say, but it's just friend. No, it's not friend, because when you are in this world of movie stars and actors and everything in the movie, it's a question of connection. Someone speak to someone about that role, and you can have
Mhm.
this audition or that script or that any contract in any way in that table, or there are actors, or maybe someone people working in TV or movies, uh, you know work field, and you don't have any black, Chinese, any people coming from any diversity. They are not in that table.
Mhm.
She worked with diverse people in the in her last TV show. She was her co-star was a black guy. He's not there. He's not there.
Mm.
And they are allegedly very big, good friends. So when you have 45% for the same field you work, and you say it's your friend, and you don't have any people coming from diversity, that's problematic.
Very.
And
Oh
what you say,
well.
Corey, is that. You say that very true, because when you are diverse, we need to write. We need to have some people speaking up for our voice and writing in the first good way.
Yes,
Like
you're
a
right.
Get Out the movie.
Yes.
If
Yes.
we are just streaming, we don't have Get Out the movie, because it's a movie theater, and it had big success.
Exactly. Just speaking of that, they just reissued on HBO Max now, excuse me. They just reissued Greenlight. And this season, it's a all person
Green what?
Green Light,
What's
where
that?
they Green Light was started by Matt Damon to give small content creators, directors, a chance in Hollywood, a foothold in Hollywood. And it went away for a little while. Matt Damon was the host when it first started. it went away for a little while. Then someone else hosted it. Then it went away for a while. And now the director of Woman King and the director of Love and Basketball, I think it's Nina Prince Blythewood is involved. Kamal Nanjiani is the host. Issa Rae is involved. Who else? There was one other person. I just introduced Brendan to Greenlight because he wants to be a filmmaker. There was one other person I'm missing. There was some other female. I think she was a showrunner, a Black female that was a showrunner. These are all Black women and one person of color that is heading up this season. And I think we should support it, people. I think we should support it because they're trying this season's focus is women directors. I think it's like a competition show. You compete for the best directed movie or whatever, and then that is either shown at either Cannes or Sundance. Ooh, hamburger. Yum. Is that Vegas food? Oh wow. I don't even eat red meat and I want some. Yum. Ooh, goody. Ooh. You're a mute.
We don't hear you, Larda. We don't hear you.
No way. So this is, that was Mademoiselle H had asked if I made it to any good buffets, and I didn't, but I did get to meet up with Toddy Vision. She's a friend over here on the Curvies channel. Love her. And so we met up and we went to the Palms, and they had a little eatery. That's a Wagyu burger. And hers is a pastrami on marbled sourdough rye or something. Ooh. And it looked much better than it was. We didn't even finish it. I was like, I don't think this is Wagyu. It wasn't as juicy as I thought it should have been.
No, the real Wagyu, it's very juicy. I think it's a fake Wagyu. I think they give the name.
Toddy, that was not Wagyu, right?
Yes, because Wagyu
that was not Wagyu. But anyway, I took my shakes and I took a little mini blender and everything. We had every good intention, you guys. The road to hell, right? It's paved with good intentions, right? So we get there, and I took my little bars and just a couple ready to drinks. We had already decided we wouldn't be able to do the soup, and so we were just going to try to wing it with shakes and bars the whole week, right? So we land, everything was fine. That first day, we were like, we deserve a treat. So we go to Maggiano's, right? And their Maggiano's is way better than the one I had access to in San Jose last time I got to go to Maggiano's. But it was delicious. All got together in my mouth and had a party, y'all. It was really good. And then every morning I was able to make us a shake out of the coffee because the water there was so hard. It had the thing around and we stayed in a very nice hotel, the Signature for MGM. It's like these 3 towers of mini apartments. It was a beautiful hotel, but the water in Vegas is hard. And I called Toddy. I was like, Toddy, I said, does your water always taste like decomp smells? Ooh. She said, yeah, girl. She said, they say that there's bodies in the water. I was like, oh no. So the water is just really gross. And she said, especially on the strip, it's really gross, right? So then we were like, oh, let's buy some water. Y'all, a regular bottle of like Crystal Geyser size water cost $5.99. And the bigger ones that are like, the liter size of like smart water sizes, $9.99, y'all.
Yes,
y'all, it was cheaper to eat food. Let me just say that. It was cheaper to eat food than to make 7 shakes a day.
Oh my gosh. Is why people they have that filtering on their water in Las Vegas, because they filter water with Brita, everything like that.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
You guys, guess what? The Palms is owned by indigenous peoples now.
Oh, that's good to know. No
Oh,
wonder it was so
nice.
nice. It
Oh,
was
Mhm.
very nice.
good.
Me and Toddy had a good time. It was a very sexy place.
Mm.
So the
Yeah.
Malouks aren't involved, as far as I know.
Weren't the
Maluk,
Maloofs?
why?
Yeah,
Was it the Palms that she was in charge of? I thought
Yes,
it was
it's true.
Rebel.
uh huh,
Remember, she
uh
was.
huh.
Oh,
She
the
had
Maloof
Las
hoops.
Vegas Hotel Adrienne, and I remember the beef she had
Maloof
with Lisa Van der
hoops.
Pop about that.
Yes.
Yeah, her and
So,
Vanderpump had a big beef about it.
well, while me and Toddy went to the Palms, she ended up meeting me at the hotel I was staying at, which was the Gold Coast Hotel. It's like
Hmm.
a expensive Motel 6 with lots of lights and smoke. And so we get into that hotel room after being in our really posh semi apartment for the entire week, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had a breakout session the last day. And they were like, yeah, sure, you can stay an extra night in your apartment for $470 more. And we were like, hello, Gold Coast. And they were like, yeah, that'll be $170. We were like, sold. So we took a Uber over there and we stayed there. Girl, we get into the hotel room and they had the wall unit heaters and air conditioners instead of our nice central air that we had over at the Signature, and we turn it on, and tell me why it smelled like a mixture of like ass, dirty socks, and like sweaty towels. It was horrible. So, and like it was hot, we were tired. It was like, adrenaline had been pumping all day. It was just like, well, maybe that was a fluke, right? So we had it on and it got a little cold, so we turned it off. But since it was 100 and Satan outside, we had to turn it right back on, right? So after it got freezing, we turn it off, turn it back on, and it's even worse. Now it's like we heated up the ass, the sweaty socks, and the wet towels. And so we finally called down and we were like, look, this room is like gross. And I'm telling my mom, because she's my business partner and she went down there with me, right? So I told my mom, I was like, they said that all their rooms are non-smoking. And I'm wondering since when, because they had cigarette length burns on the carpet, like the
Ooh.
entire cigarette like burnt out and it went out by itself all over the carpet. It was hilarious. And the lady was like, so we called down, we were like, oh, we're going to need another room. And she's like, well, why? What happened? We were like, well, the air conditioner smells. And they were like, well, what kind of smell? Like they would be able to help, right? And I told them the mixture. And they were like, oh, well, we'd like to send up engineering so that they can work on it. And then if it doesn't work, we'll transfer your room. I said, what you're going to do is let your engineer work up here while I'm not up here in my underwear, and nor will I be up in here while he's working on this. And you're going to be changing my room so that he can do his work and I can be relaxing in the room that I'm paying for. How about that? So, of course, we end up getting the switch of the room, right? But they totally wanted us to like sit in the room and let maintenance kind of work in there like it's an apartment, y'all. It was hilarious. Hilarious, hilarious. But Toddy and I had a great time. We liked the games over at the Palms. There was this lucky pot game you guys should try. We thought the
Mm.
Buffalo was going to do it, but it didn't. Wheel of Fortune and the lucky pot game were the two that paid the most. It was excellent. So, okay, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is Bravo's service issue, y'all. Bravo, I'm always talking about Bravo's issues. And they came up
Mm.
again this week. You know why?
Why?
The,
Because
the price of
the
the
actors
ticket?
strike. Huh?
The price of the ticket of BravoCon?
No, no, no. Well, that too. Like they're totally like inaccessible to their core audience, pretty much. And that's a service issue in and of itself. But I was speaking of the service issue to the people that participate on their platform as entertainment.
Yes.
And so years ago, Nene Leakes, bless her heart, Queen Nene, she who
Yes.
speaks first and loudest, the most courageous among the Lumbutan clan, Nene Leakes, because she was willing to risk it all and has paid the ultimate price for speaking up for the rights for all the people there. And in the
Yes.
speaking up for the rights for all the people there, she mentioned about the not having benefits, being overworked and underpaid, not having
Exactly.
any residual, not owning your image and likeness while you're on that platform, and
Exactly.
all kinds of stuff. She had spoke up loud and clear about that. And she also said, and I experienced racism. And because she said them together, I guess, everybody negated what she said entirely because nobody feels like Black people should speak up about racism after they've enjoyed $2 million checks from their racist boss. Whereas I, on the other hand, completely support Nene's decision to not only continue to cash checks, but then run and tell that. So, like, I'm not sure why it's taken so long. She was well documented, and other than it's the powers that be against her, the iconic
Mhm.
Nene Leakes. That's the only thing it can really be because to me it's a cut dry case. As a viewer, I witnessed what I witnessed, as many people did. I thought to myself, it must be pretty bad behind the scenes if this is what we're seeing in front. I thought that before, and now we have Bethany Frankel amidst this, what's it called? Actors strike. And the actors and the writers went on strike together, y'all.
Mhm.
Last time reality TV boom happened, it was
Mhm.
because the writers went on strike, remember? And
Yep.
out of that, a lot of reality TV shows were birthed. I mean, it was already in the making, but that took it to a whole new level because you didn't need writers to write for these housewives or
The
whatever they
Okay.
were.
birth of the housewives was the writer's strike.
Yes, I
Mhm.
just need to
Yes.
say,
Mhm.
girl, I need
So,
to go because it's very late for me. But I will listen to you on the live now. I need to go because
okay.
it's very late. But I
Au
say one
revoir,
thing.
mon
Au
ami.
revoir.
Bethany
Au
Frankel, she need the
revoir.
life. She need the life, Bethany
Okay.
Frankel.
I love you. Je
I love
dois
you,
vous. Au
girl. I love you,
revoir.
Curvy, LRGA. Bye. Bisous, bisous to
Au revoir.
everyone. Bisous. Ciao,
J'adore.
ciao.
Bisous, bisous, bisous.
She's so sweet. I love her.
Wow. Mhm.
Um, our Paris connection. So I always felt like Nene got like the very short end of the stick on that whole situation, and that they were just able to brush everything under the rug because she spoke about racism, but she did have very valid points. I mean, just
Mhm.
because you're a reality star doesn't mean that you should ever have to sit in the reunion studio for 6 and 7 hours without even a pee break, which she said was her experience. It was like crazy kind of
Mhm.
tyrannical shit. And I know it's like, let the ladies pee. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I'm now hearing that Bethany Frankel basically pulled a Melania Trump, y'all. Remember when Melania Trump got in office after Michelle Obama was there and her
She
speech
stole a
was
speech.
exactly Michelle Obama's speech, except for with accent. That's the only difference was with accent. But all
Mhm.
words was words that Michelle Obama says first. Oh, and then she added be best. Remember?
Mhm. Mhm.
So basically, Bethany Frankel, in my
Red
humblest of
herring.
opinions,
Mhm.
pulled a Melania and said
Mhm.
exactly what
Nene
Nene
said.
said, and then added her personal experience, which is her truth around it, right? Which what
Uh-huh.
framed her perspective, which is, did y'all know that Bethany Frankel only got paid $7,000 for the first season of Housewives, but she
Mhm.
also gets to keep all of her skinny lady money because she
Mhm.
hadn't signed the contract that makes what's yours theirs. So she did get through with that. But she doesn't, she was really hot. That they use her in memes, they use her in press, they use her in all kind of things, her image and likeness, and she doesn't make a cent, a penny, a dime, a quarter, a dollar, nada, zilch,
Mhm.
nothing does she make,
And they can
nor does any
erase
of
you
the
like
ladies
they
make.
erased Nene.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
They
interesting
can
that she
erase
would
your
even,
historic contribution like they did Nene.
mhm, they won't, they won't.
Of course not, because she's clear.
Yeah. Is she Jade also?
I'm not sure.
Clear and J. I'm not sure. But you know, so people are wondering I have this stuff saved to my favorites. I wanted to show you guys what exactly Nene and
I'll
Who's
be right
It
back.
was
I'll be right
saying.
back.
Perfect. Thanks. Thank you guys again for coming to Logic Curves today. I hope you smash the like button on your way in. Smash the subscribe button. And if you haven't already, hit that bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video and so you can be part of this beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here on these YouTube streets. Today we're talking about my top 5 on an open panel. I'm going to drop the link again. Anybody that wants to share can, all opinions are welcome, you know. I'm not tripping. Bethany is no J. Okay, that's good to know. Oh look, oh look, Sheila Mack, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, can you drop your link, please? Um, he's a Manny's TV is in the house. Be sure you guys go through and support. I love Bethany. According to Emmanuel, Bethany said she checked her bank account and she's good to engage this kind of fight. Exactly. She doesn't have a lot to worry about because her skinny lady margarita stuff made a bunch of money that Nene's Trump checks, I'm sure, have been exhausted. So Manny, what's good?
Hey guys, what's up?
Oh, not much, not much. Just coming back, still floating off convention. I was in Vegas last week, and so I'm just like floating off that and over here talking about these top 5 things for me anyway, of this news cycle. Like I could have talked about Carly, but I don't
Oh
really
yeah,
think Carly did that much of a bad thing. Hear me out. It's not one of my top 5 because I'm just like all she did was pull a Karen. That's all she did. You know how many Karens call the police on bona fide real people just living their life and could get them unalived and nothing happens to them? They call with full stories, makeup, plots, call it in. Nothing happens. I would say that this Carly girl, while it was extreme, it was another form of a Karen call. At least she didn't get anybody unalived. And yeah, I'm not as mad as people want me to be about the Carly thing. What do you think?
that's a good point. Yeah, it's crazy. But what I wanted to say was, um, I don't really like Bethany. I feel like she talks too much about everything. But on this, I do support her, and I do think she's like doing the right thing. Actually, I support anyone who exposes Andy Cohen and Bravo and everything that's
Right
going
on.
on over there. The only thing that does bother me was that when Nene said it, everybody said she was crazy, she was selfish. But now that Bethany's doing it, now all of a sudden the media is paying attention. That's the only part that kind of bothers me about it. But I mean, if they were to team up or something and, take them full on, then I'm here for it.
That would be outstanding. I love your train of thought. Choo choo. Because you're right. If they would team up, that would be powerful because Nene said it first, said it loud, and it sacrificed her everything. This lady gets to say what she wants, just like she always does. She has her podcast, she has her this.
Hmm.
Nobody stepped in the way of any of that. Nobody went to anybody she was about to work with and said, oh, she's going to cost you money. Nobody did that. They did that to our girl Nene, though. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think it would behoove someone like Bethany, who has the same feelings as Nene, which I don't believe she's spoken highly of over the years. I think she has said a couple of things that we were like, Bethany, really?
Hmm.
Specifically about RHOA and Nene. But this one thing, since she used Nene's script, get together with her, go together and talk about it now. And since she's getting on jets to go take care of people in third world countries and whatnot during disasters, she could certainly help with a homebound disaster and help our girl Nene out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
this is a crisis. Doesn't she have that shirt that's hashtag this is a crisis or something? Yeah, this is literally a crisis. This black woman is under attack for saying the exact same things that you're saying, pretty much. Um, and let that speak for itself. The racism conversation can be secondary, but I would love to see them collaborate and get some things done for the people that remain and will come behind them. You know what I mean? That would be powerful. That would be
Yeah,
super
and you
powerful.
know who else commented their support?
Hey,
Vicky
Curves.
Gumbelson.
Hey, Brendan, Vicky
Hey.
Gumbelson.
Hey,
Hey, man.
yeah.
Oh,
Hey, what's up?
not much.
The Palms does have a great seafood buffet though, Mademoiselle H. It's like famous, renowned, all you can eat crab legs, all that stuff. But I wasn't
Really?
in the market for that. But yeah, I heard that that's a good one. No, thank you. Water costs too much.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pack a tumbler, mini water bottles. Yes, a wedding in September. I don't know if you driving there or flying there, but don't
No.
forget, if you're bringing liquid, you have to put it in the belly of the plane. And if your bag is over 50 pounds, you're going to have to pay extra. So that's one of the reasons we didn't just bring a flat of water with us because we had thought that too, you know. But yeah, our bag was right at 47 pounds with just like a couple of those ready to drink things. Anyway, but yeah. Vicky Gumpelson, huh?
Yeah, she said, I agree. I got $0 in the first season of residuals. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And you know, their fame only lasts so long. Even though they're still like known, it's not paying them, you know. So I think that they should all get their due. If you're using a person's image and likeness, whether or not you have it in a contract, it should be up for renegotiation. If you're going to continue to make a cent off of my image and likeness, then I need to be paid, or else that's kind of like, what is that like? That's like not, that's not bueno. I don't like it.
And another thing that I liked that Bethany said was that Raquel needs to be negotiating a massive contract, given that they ruined her reputation. Like the way they punched, like she was a punching bag for the entire season, and for her to be getting a crappy contract, she should be asking for millions.
Yeah,
She said
I
that, so
totally agree
I
with that
agree.
too. You know, you and I, we've talked about that before, where we feel like it costs Raquel the most to be the normal person in this group.
Exactly.
Everybody else that did exactly what Raquel has done is thriving. They don't have this horrible like jacket on them. Like I heard she's not coming back.
Yeah, I heard she hasn't filmed yet, but they already started. But like, let's be honest, if it wasn't for that scandal, I don't even know if they would have gone renewed another season.
Um, hmm, hmm. Well, I can hope. I can hope. But do you feel like if Bethany felt like this, why didn't she say something when Nene said it the first time? Because I kind of have a little of that.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that, but you're right. I mean, she wasn't on the network anymore, so she could have spoken out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it must be very, it, it's self-serving, perhaps. I'm not sure what her motive is, but that did just cross my mind about how she's waited so long. Because Nene's been like the only one saying this stuff for a very long time.
Exactly. Oh, and
Anything negative.
let me say something else because somebody mentioned BravoCon. So I plan to go, but the tickets are $500, and there's a $100 fee to buy them, so that's 600. And I still need to get a plane ticket. I still need to get a hotel. That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
yeah.
$500. Wow.
Well, you have a
Following.
YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
You have a YouTube channel and you're a content creator. And so you have a business. You could write all of that off. All of it is
Really?
right off. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for
Oh
your
wow.
business. You're going to the convention for your freaking business, dude. Basically. It's all a tax write-off. You're a 1099 employee, and these are tax write-offable expenses for you to have your business.
Wow, I did not know that. Thanks for telling
Yeah,
me.
check it out. Which
Yeah,
tax code is that? Well, tax code 1099 is
yeah,
what is the gateway to the ability to write off what
stuff.
you deem are business expenses. And there's a list that coincides with that. But it's also, depending on your business, it might not even be in the tax in the exact book. So it's what you deem necessary for your business.
Yeah,
Mm,
your computer, if you had to purchase new equipment for your channel, that's a
The
write-off.
clothes you have to wear to be there, the like every even the bottle of water that I did buy in Vegas, you guys, and keep the receipt. It's all a write-off. That was all for my business.
wow.
The entire trip to Vegas is for my business, therefore a tax write-off, you guys. You guys should check it out. Check it out. So yeah, so I mean if you're gonna be filing your taxes, Emmanuel, and you have like, 1,500 saved, it sounds like it might be worth it for you to go because in the long run you can write it off against any money that you earn on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look into that. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is not financial advice. I was just telling you some stuff I heard.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Yeah, yeah, just a little something, something I heard.
Right
Yeah.
on, right on. So that was Jamie was the thumb. The index finger was Andy and he's the Bravo service issue. To us, we feel like, well, to me personally, I for some reason am like Andy is Bravo, therefore he's he's part of the service issue. I mean, he's seeing all of
Mhm.
these things up front. He still is accessing people like Bethany, and he hasn't cut her off yet you know so
Not
let's
yet.
see if he responds, and if he does respond to Bethany, then we already know what we know about Bravo's slip showing. Cough
But
cough Andy.
you know what's so funny is how they're giving you more BTS with these
Yeah.
reunions, because the very first reunions, I say, for the first 10 years of any Bravo housewife franchise, they would be there for 12, 13, 14 hours and not even get a break. So now they're starting
Wow.
to give them lunch breaks and letting them go to the bathroom during commercial breaks and stuff like that. I remember one season LVP had the bubble guts and she was like, I need to go.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you can't. You need to hold it. So in her Tom Ford pink change sequin little mini dress, she was like, no, you gonna let me go to the bathroom.
Right. And that happened to Nene too. The last season she was on at the goddess luncheon, they were all attacking her, and the cats were climbing on the table. Wasn't there like some feral cats or something like
Yeah,
that at the food
in
event
Vegas.
too?
I mean,
And
wait.
remember they were like kind of semi attacking her again, and she got up and wanted to leave to the bathroom, and the producers were like, "You can't go," and she's like, "I'm going to the bathroom." Like, remember that part? And
Mhm,
I'm just like, so it was. We had that whole exchange on film, you guys, and still,
mhm,
when this black woman said, "This is how we're being treated," people are like, "Shut up and cash your check." You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
mhm.
And remember, they told her to wear the
Yeah,
wrong color to the reunion.
yep,
That
yeah, to
was
make
so
her the
messed up.
villain. They wanted to make her
all
the
of
villain,
those
and she had to
things.
go and yeah, she had to go in her fabulous closet and find something else quick.
Let's see,
Yep.
where's
How
activity?
you gonna have everybody else in white and she in white?
And
Hey,
speaking of
Tina.
speaking of closet, remember when that whole thing happened? The producers went into her closet or whatever.
Mhm.
I feel like that was a setup by Candy, but because
It
Candy
was.
was the one that went in there.
It was because all housewives can set a boundary as to where they want cameras. Kyle's boundary was you'll never see me shower because she saw what Joe did on the first season of Orange County, which was the inaugural thing. You saw Joe in the shower all the time, you know, and she was like, "You'll never see me in the shower. You'll never see us in bed or something like that." They all have their boundaries, and Nene said, "No filming in my bedroom, no filming in my closet." She said specifically, "I've been traveling. My closet is a mess, and I don't want people in there." And not to mention that this woman is still going through her husband's cancer treatment. This is her sanctuary, and
It's her
them
house, and she
bitches.
said, "Don't go in there." That's
That's
like,
right. And them
it's
bitches
crazy.
should have said, "Okay, we're not going in that closet." But Candy said, "Come on, cameraman,"
Yeah,
and dragged him in there, and he got his shirt torn. So that's what the F he get. Stay out of a woman's closet.
right. Just like you stay out of her purse. Okay, y'all. Here is what Bethany Frankel had to say. Let's see if it'll stay there. No, never
Brendan, I'm gonna
does.
hurt you.
Okay, there we go.
What is that? Brendan said, "And stay out of a woman's drawers." I can't. I can't. Can't. Brendan, you on timeout. I can't. I heard you. I can. I cannot. You on timeout. Go to the corner. Go to the corner.
Why is the corner? Dad, okay.
No annoying Bethany voice.
You can't hear it?
No.
Okay. Here, I got you right here. I'll play it right here for you guys. Networks look for advertisers. Look for eyeballs of the purchasers of the household. Women. Women look for drama on reality TV. To the person who said that it's already fair because I get to monetize it. Yeah, I got the same opportunity that hundreds of other people have had to monetize it and failed. So through blood, sweat, and tears, I worked my ass off to justify $7,250 paycheck for multiple episodes in 2008, episodes that are still being used for monetization in 2023, where two entities are profiting and I am not. And so the monetization in my other businesses was a great justification to take that measly paycheck. And I worked my ass off through blood, sweat, and tears for that to happen. And as you can see by others who have failed, it's not as easy as it looks. To the person who said that to the person who said that networks look for talent, not reality, networks look for advertisers who look for eyeballs of the purchasers of the household. Women. Women look for drama on reality TV. To the person who said that TV, so you're just being you. Reality TV is heavily produced, heavily formatted, and it is a rough and tumble job. Just ask anyone who's been successful in reality TV. And you are not hiding behind the words of someone else where no one's going to bother you or cancel you if you say something in a moment of just being truly who you are or make a mistake. You are completely and utterly always exposed, and your life and career could end in an instant by just one wrong word. So I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. And in 2023, I produce and perform and own my own content. And anyone wants to use my content, they have to pay me for it. Direct to consumer content, live, unfiltered, and unedited. TV, so you're just being you.
Reality TV is heavily produced, heavily formatted, and it is a rough and tumble job. Just ask anyone who's been successful in reality TV. And you are not hiding behind the words of someone else where no one's going to bother you or cancel you if you say something in a moment of just being truly who you are or make a mistake. You are completely and utterly always exposed, and your life and career could end in an instant by just one wrong word. So I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. And in 2023, I produce and perform and own my own content. And anyone wants to use my content, they have to pay me for it. Direct to consumer content, live, unfiltered, and unedited. TV, so you're just being you.
Did you guys get to hear it finally?
Yeah.
Hello? You guys heard that? So that's what she's saying in these. Look, I'll show you guys. See, I was playing it here so you guys could see. I mean, here, for some reason, my sound wasn't coming through. No, they said they couldn't hear that either. Yeah, anyway. So that's what Bethany said. Um, Not right now. Not right now. Okay, after almost done. Okay, sorry, you guys. Did you guys ever notice how your kids will come ask you stuff when you're like in the middle of doing something, hoping you'll just be like, yeah, whatever. And then you like end up having said yes to some stuff you would have never said yes to. Anyway, so my son a long time ago came to me and said, Mom, I saw a TikTok that says, if I ask you something while you're on the phone, that you'll just say yes. And I was like, that's not true. And he's like, that's what the TikTok said. So later on, he asked me something while I was on the phone. And ever since then, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I'm on the phone. He's asking me. I'm like, no. He's like, darn. Anyway. So what did you guys think of what Bethany just said right there? While I look up what Nene actually said before.
I mean, she has a point. When you're a reality star, it's like it's you. There's no like it's not a character you're playing, or like I guess. I mean, of course there are some people who like pretend for the cameras, but it's like what you said. You said it. It was in your character or whatever. So I get that part too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I think is these ladies and gentlemen should come up and make a union. Hello,
The reality
unionize,
star union, the way they have the
unionize.
SAG union.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a first.
Unionize,
That,
because, like she
that-
said, you can use my likeness in perpetuity, and I not get paid for it.
yeah.
And that party's still going strong.
So let's see. Calling out this. I can't find Nene's. Oh, but I had her saved too. I wonder, but will you guys be able to hear the sound? Let me go back over here because I had that one saved to favorites for us too, y'all. Where she are? Where she are? Nene. Here it is. Bam. So, but you guys can't hear. You guys can't hear that?
It's really low.
Sounds low, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna play it over here again so you guys can hear it.
Okay.
Yes, many people are asking me my opinion about the things that Bethany is saying on her social media about the actor strike and how it affects reality stars and things of that nature. I'm even getting requests to do interviews. Listen, here's my opinion in a really quick nutshell. Bethany has an advantage that I do not have. So, with that said, Bethany can say things and people will get it and they'll understand it. For a very long time, I have said that there's a lot of unfair treatment in different areas of the reality workspace. Reality stars do not receive benefits. They don't have any like health benefits, any residuals. There's no union for reality star. All of those things you see, like, hi guys. Okay. With myself, when you see all of the memes and stuff that's out there, the way your likeness is used over it, over again, and you don't get one red penny. I don't get a penny for all of those memes that you say out there. I am a part of Screen Actors Guild, so I do receive benefits on that side. Again, your likeness is used over and over and over and over again. They could run these shows for years and years and years and years and years, and you still will not get a dime from it. So I rest my case. I don't want to say too much more about it. I will let you guys see Bethany's video. I feel like she will be supported a lot more than I would be supported. So good luck, everybody. With myself when you see all of the memes and stuff that's out there, the way your likeness is used over again, and you don't get one red penny. I don't get a penny for all of those memes that you say out there. I am a part of Screen Actors Guild, so I do receive benefits on that side. Again, your likeness is over and over and over and over again. They could run these shows for years and years and years and years and years, and you still will not get a dime from it. So rest my case. I don't want to say too much more about it. I will let you guys see Bethany's video. I feel like she will be supported a lot more than I would be supported. So good luck, everyone. Even with myself, when you see
You guys, that's sad that she knows that for sure, that she will be supported more than her, even though she's already spoken out about the same things. What are your thoughts?
I agree with everything she just said.
Mhm.
Yeah, me too. But it's
Nico.
kind of hard to believe that like a network like Bravo that is so popular and they have so much money for them to give them no benefits, no health benefits, no unions. I mean, that's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, union is to corporate America, the union is the worst thing. The worst thing.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because then they have to give you what you deserve.
Mm.
Then they have to give you the proper safety precautions, the proper environment, the proper OSHA stuff.
It's a
So
business killer for them.
for them, it is like Brendan just said, it's a business killer. They don't want them profiting off of their hard work, sweat, tears, emotions, and demise of their family, but they can. But the people that went through that, they can't monetize their blood, sweat, and tears and pain and demise of family.
Huh.
Tell
Yep.
me how
Yep.
whack that is.
Whack.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
It's whack.
Let's see. Well, I'm glad that in any case, both these women are speaking truth to power. You know, I'm all about that here. That's the only way I really feel that change can happen in the world is if we mention it. I mean, the easiest way to deny something is by not even talking about it to make it exist, right? So, and that is part of my pushback with how they're refusing to even talk to me. You know, like them not even having a conversation makes it not true. But it's freaking true. Have the conversation so we can move on. You know what I'm saying? And move on. So let's see. The next thing we're gonna look at is Ebony K. Williams has been moving her mouth and sounds have been coming out again. And last time she moved her mouth and sounds came out, what is she here? Ebony K. Williams, black. Sperm. Where did I see this?
Ooh,
I can bust you out with my super sperm. It said hip, hop, hip it to the hippity, hip, hip, hopper. No, I said not right now, son. Son, you need to wait, babe. Okay. So she discusses her single motherhood journey. Um, Now see, did she say it right on here? Okay, so ever since 2021, she was talking about seeking sperm, a sperm donor. And 5 days ago, she wanted black sperm. See if this is it. Oh, here it is. Yes. So, but you guys haven't been able to hear anything. Let me go to this site and I'll pull it up on my phone and play you the audio again since,
Mm-hmm.
mhm, the Coley.com. So, yeah, I hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday. Don't want to keep you too much longer here. We will be wrapping it up here shortly. We're going to talk about Ebony K. Williams was the fifth thing. And then we can talk about whatever you guys wanted to talk about real quick. And then, no, 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 no. Let's see. Here it is. It looks like it might be this. Anyway, let's see. Broke up. No. Black sperm. I literally have to put black sperm. It's not just gonna. They talk to her that much that I
She
have to
got a
put
lot to
that.
say.
Yeah, she does have a lot of. Yeah, so that
And
was 5 days ago.
sometimes it makes sense.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what she's saying in this video. I don't own the rights to this. Ourselves that our hard work circumstances currently afford us. And that means the single motherhood choice is going to be an option that more and more Black women consider and even exercise. So anybody that's in their feelings about that can go ahead and start to process right now. Because Black women that have the privilege to embark upon this expensive and oftentimes lengthy process will increasingly decide to forego marriages and partnerships do not serve us and that are not in our best interests. Now that bypassing those insufficient relationships does not have to come at the expense of motherhood, well, frankly, it's a whole new world. A world in which Black women are no longer subject to the desperation of being chose, because now we get to do the choosing. And as we choose, we do have to contend with the reality of a dismally small supply of Black sperm. Because most Black women on this journey, we want to create children that look like us and that look like our families, and that means we want Black sperm. And as we heard from Reese Brooks, it's the definition of slim pickings. And sometimes that means compromising on this aspect of your journey. Now, I am extremely fortunate that I was able to secure 2 vials of Black sperm from California Cryobank when I embarked on this part of my journey last fall. But I do know that I am an outlier. So I've got 2 concrete tips for single Black women who think this may be an option, either now or maybe later. Number 1, please check out Reproductive Village. It's a new Black-owned cryobank, and it's designed to help with this shortage of Black sperm. It's set to open its doors in D.C. later this year, and it will also have drop-off locations in Atlanta and Houston, Texas. Number 2, be proactive. Go ahead and start looking right now for desirable Black sperm. You register with all 4 of the big cryobanks, and this includes California Cryobank, which I used, Seattle Sperm Bank, Fairfax Cryobank, and Zytex. And you can scan the current options for Black sperm. And if you see some sperm that you like, suggest go ahead and buy at least 2 vials right now. Even if you do not intend to use them anytime soon, trust me, it's better to have them
than to be without them when the time comes. And listen, if you never need them for whatever reason, what a wonderful gift to give to a friend or a sorority sister in need. And also, most of those banks, they allow you to resell the sperm back to the bank itself. Listen, I know that many are going to question or even indict the decision that I and many other Black women are making to become single mothers by choice. But I, like the women you heard from today, go by the creed of no regrets. I have, and many Black women have, too much love. Too many
That's what I was laughing at, Dina.
rich of a community, not to share these gifts with children of our own. Children will one day, no doubt, enrich and contribute to the next generation, Black America.
You guys.
Mhm.
So the reason we have to talk about this
Wow.
is, when how, like, okay, let's just put this as this is a relatable example, easy to understand. So let's say you were talking to somebody in gym. They could really tell you anything about what they look
Mhm.
like, their behavior, how they are as a person, what they've done, you know what I mean? They could literally tell you anything. And then when you meet them, you shouldn't be surprised if it's not true. So, these sperm banks, how likely is it? I mean, if it was so hard for the brat and that lady to find Black sperm in Atlanta, in Atlanta, in Atlanta, then what do you think the chances are that the sperm that's in the vial marked Yale graduate might be BS? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
isn't this the same woman who was like, we're not even going out with bus drivers. I don't know who you think you talking to. We're not dating no bus drivers over here. We're not doing that. Isn't that what she just got finished telling Ayana? And now she doesn't even have to really know whether or not the person she just got sperm from was in fact a bus driver and came from a long line of proud bus drivers.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's just so ironic to me. What do you guys think? Oh, and look at this guy's freaking. I'm like, oh, dude.
Throbbing.
Oh my. Well,
Is that too much? I'm like, I don't even know what site this is, but I think it's time to go. Like, I'm not sure what that was, but
anytime I hear the word sperm bank, I can't help myself but to think of Phaedra and when she read Kenya. Like, it's
Oh
just
yeah.
it's instant. But in this story though, and just hear me out because I know y'all will probably disagree. Corey, Curves, just hear me out. I think this is sending the wrong message. This is why I don't like Ebony, because I feel like she's promoting a I don't know. Why is she promoting children growing up without a father? Now,
harmful
I
stereotypes.
exactly. I mean,
It's a harmful
ideally,
stereotype.
anyone would like, of course, a father and a mother. Like I was fortunate enough to have that. I know not everyone does, but I don't think it's because the single mothers chose for the father of their children not to be there. Like she is choosing willingly to, for her selfish reasons, to put her child at a statistical disadvantage. Like why is she choosing to deprive her child of knowing what a wholesome family environment looks like? Why? Just because she won't date down?
Yeah.
That's what
But
I
you'll
think.
take sperm from anybody, literally anybody. They could comb through images on Google, look up fine ass Black men, have AI write a bio, put it together, label the sperm, and convince a lady that the dude's not even a bus driver. That's part of my other point. I'm just like, her theories don't complement each other. In
Okay.
one regard, you're saying, oh, this totally matters and it's something that you can see. But in the other regard, you're saying to procreate, all you need is a docket and some jizz.
Well,
I,
well, there are so many clear women that do this. Why are we harping on Ebony? There are
I
so
am
many
That's
clear
only
women
true.
harping
out
on
there
her
doing this. So are they
because
are they feeding into a stereotype? Are they bringing down the wholesome family values? Are they? Is it because she's a woman of color that we feel this way? I mean,
part of it is maybe because my only thing is how I'm bringing it back to her saying she doesn't want a man, but will raise a child by herself because she doesn't want a man who may have been a bus driver or whatever. So to
Right.
then promote that you'll do it by yourself because nobody can live up to your standards
Ooh,
as a black man
Um,
is,
standard.
no,
I don't
her
know.
understanding is not
Maybe
impossible.
maybe had she not just said what she said about the actual black men pool that she's trying to access, I wouldn't have any thoughts about it. But it feels like she's limiting herself and then engaging in a stereotype of what it is to be a black woman in America, which is a single mom. And that's just like one thing that can happen. You can also find somebody that you could build a life with. You can also decide that you want to have two moms or two dads. I mean, there are so many possibilities. So for
exactly.
her to limit her dating pool based off of job requirements and then access herself to single motherhood, I don't know. It just is not, it doesn't match to me is my point. They can both exist. I don't really give a F. I'm
Yeah.
just saying this particular woman saying these things is confusing to me.
Right. And let me just say like this, because this is the reality. At the end of the day, she can have her standards. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. If she wants a man that makes six figures or whatever, that's fine. She's entitled to have those standards. But this is what I need from her. I need her to understand that that man that makes a six-figure salary probably wants a 20-year-old girl who has a low body count, who is going to be submissive. That's what she needs to understand.
Right.
Hmm. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm not dating. I'm not gonna settle.
Don't look at me.
I'm not dating someone that I don't feel will elevate my life or take me to the next level or help me go to the next level. I don't mind an ambitious man who has the potential, but you have to be active in your potential. You have to be actively being an entrepreneur or actively moving up the corporate ladder. I can help you elevate the corporate ladder. I mean, I'm not building a man. If you are already a garbage man or a bus driver, I'm not trying to build you to move to that next level. I'm not, that's not where I was ever in my entire life. Ever. So
That's,
I'm not going to start that now.
that standard seems to be impossible, don't you think?
No, it's not impossible. There are men out there who are actively entrepreneurs, who are actively ambitious in their career.
I know a lot
Yeah.
of them.
They're out there. I'm just not going to play Mr. Potato Head and build me an entrepreneur moving up the ladder. I'm not doing that. I was never that was never what I was about. Ever. Even when I was out there dating. It was never that. So I don't think her, I don't think her standards in her man's or partner's career or net worth has anything to do with her not wanting to be a single mom. Right now, she seems that looking at the pool of men and how they are, It's another reason why I'm not out there dating how they are. It's a whole bunch of bull crap. It's all this manosphere bull crap. They want you to be like a 1950s Joan Cleaver. No, no, sir. No, that's not what's happening. If you can't take me for the fabulous, independent, highly ambitious, want to make a bag woman, then you got to go. And if I have to make a baby with jizz in a cup, then that's what's gonna happen. It is what it is. True, she's a wealth of contradictions, but that's just Ebony. Her whole life
I
is a
agree
contradiction.
with that in a way, but I feel like she's also very was not plotted but structured strategies. She does strategies too, like she's just not all balls to the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like she like has a premise. So Mademoiselle H's comment right here, Ebony's too young to be talking like this. Why is she not looking for an eligible man to become her husband and then get a baby? Like, I mean,
Well,
right.
she's not that young.
She's not that
But
young.
she's not that old either. Like, isn't she in her 30s or something?
If she's above 35, her eggs are scrambled.
She
You're
is.
horrible. That's not
But it's
true.
She's
true.
I
But
39,
had
it's
I
my
believe.
true.
first child. I had my first child at 39 and my second child at 44, y'all. Don't let the good taste fool you. Eggs are fine. People are
Yeah,
crazy. That's
yeah.
BS.
She's turning 40
You
this year.
you you got lucky. You
I feel
performed a
like
miracle. You were blessed.
I feel like
Scientifically
it is a
speaking,
blessing.
her eggs are scrambled.
And I was just one of hundreds of what they call geriatric pregnancies on the ward during my OBGYN freaking pregnancy time.
Mm-hmm.
One of hundreds. You know what I'm saying? And that's in a relatively small community in Northern California.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The DNA gets tricky after a certain age. So
yeah,
I
I
don't
can
see
imagine.
why there's why they have good DNA potential.
Well, I lost all my
Right?
respect. I lost all my respect to Ebony when she was dating this guy. I guess she was into him or whatever. But during the pandemic, he stayed with his children. And she dumped him after that and was going
Yeah.
around telling everyone, "Oh, I can't do that. A man who chooses his kids,
Yeah, that was
But
so
even
bizarre, Emmanuel. I completely
Mm-hmm.
agree. That was like my first little, ooh, this bitch is crazy, huh?
no, but
Like,
one
I'm
of the
like,
kids
what
was
doesn't
only
want to be with their kids for a new woman during something like the pandemic?
Right.
yeah, but
You know what I mean?
only one of his kids was a teenager. The rest of his children were grown. I can see him choosing the teenager over him. Her real problem was it was the fact that he moved back in with the ex-wife during the pandemic. Those were the children's mother. I could understand the teenager, but not the grown ass kids. Okay. Grown ass kids need to get a life and let their parents have a life.
Yeah, that part.
Okay, but if we say that, then we can't get mad at someone like Brian McKnight who doesn't want to be with his kids who are
Oh,
older.
I don't hold Brian McKnight to I don't see anything wrong with that. If he cut
Okay,
the purse
okay.
strings, he cuts the purse strings. They grown. Go out and get a job. Anytime he has given them opportunities for jobs and they have fumbled the bag, it's on them.
Okay.
That's how I feel about that whole Brian McKnight situation.
I don't know. I feel like that's going to have to be another conversation because I don't know that I necessarily condone parents ignoring first seeds. Yeah, fine. Don't give them any money, but don't ignore them and, you know, ignore them. Like that's really harsh. And what I'm hearing his kids to say is like they're feeling like he's ignoring them, like he doesn't acknowledge them. And what kid doesn't want their parents' acknowledgement at any age? So that's really harsh. Like, let the money be money, but still be like, hey, yeah, no, you can't have no money. Bye. I love you. Whatever, but at least, that's what was my feeling on that. But with Ebony, the issue is her age. So her chances with a rich guy are probably one who is divorced or widowed. She doesn't want the baggage, i.e., stepchildren, but she's willing to get a test tube baby
Ooh.
from any sperm and chance raising it by herself. And then let's talk about that. Honestly, if she feels like she doesn't have a chance on getting any relationship, then yeah, go ahead and have a child, because isn't it much harder from what the movies show to get a guy to take you and your baby later? Like, isn't that like sometimes harder? You know what I mean?
Yes,
But
Lord.
then there's some people I've heard also, there's men in these YouTube streets that have said that they would they look for women with children, and that's kind of creepy to
Really?
me. Yeah, that
Yes.
they would look for women with children, because that would, I don't know, because that to me kind of feels like predatory when you just say it like that. Also, I don't know, why, but it kind of
or
gets my cackles up.
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they don't want to have more kids. Maybe.
No.
Oh
They
no.
feel like single mothers are appreciative of anything that they will give as far as emotion and sex.
Oh.
So they can be mediocre and feel like a king. Let me tell you about this single mama here who was dating. No, it wasn't. Wasn't. Don't come here if you ain't gonna come correct.
Did she have any after you, Be More? After the 40th?
I
Yeah,
was,
I was being too much. I was being too much a little bit.
Because
yeah, I was a perimenopause baby too.
Really?
Sophia.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Emmanuel. Sophia likes to drink what?
No, I was gonna say. So, who Sofia Vergara is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
She just
yeah,
got
her and her.
divorced, and they're saying that her husband wanted to have kids, but she's 51.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
She's
not.
51.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was that she drank too much, and that's why he divorced her, allegedly,
Oh.
was because she had a drinking problem.
Oh wow.
Did you guys didn't hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Oh, allegedly that's what happened. Let me see. Sophia likes to drink.
I just think they grew apart. Really. I mean, they were so far
Seven
apart in
years went by
age.
fast.
I think they were so far apart in age. And then she was a bigger star than him too. There's that again. And if he wanted kids, she was a single mom. She grew, she had her kid and he's a grown working adult. Why start all over?
Right. Her kid is like 30.
Mm-hmm. And in the business. I think he's behind the
See?
scenes.
So allegedly, her partying and drinking was a major problem for her husband, who was sober.
Oh
And
yeah, he did have a
it
drinking
was one of the factors in the split. And the true blood hunk would often stay away from his wife when she went out for LA parties and had friends, cocktail nights at the mansion. She loved partying, letting her hair down, one of the factors that led to the split. 51 and 46, and on Monday they're planning to divorce after 7 years of marriage. The 7 years went by pretty fast, you guys.
hmm
Huh, like I'm like, whoa, 7 year itch, huh? Right on time. Maggiano, who battled alcohol addiction, found it challenging
Yeah.
to be surrounded by potential temptation. He battled alcohol addiction in his early 20s, and he found it challenging. Um, they experienced a tricky past couple of years. They drifted apart during the COVID pandemic, and business associates say that she has effectively been living like a single woman for the last few months.
Mm,
Joe had a good run, managed to last longer than some within the friend circle suspected. Ooh, that's deep.
okay. All right, Mr. Manganello.
Yeah, yeah.
Got out white. Good.
His sobriety became an issue. That's probably why. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Her partying, that may not necessarily mean she has a drinking problem. It may be just he couldn't handle it anymore. That it became a problem for his sobriety and his temptation.
You got out
So
white.
I can see that.
Yeah, me too.
He was probably on the verge of drinking, and that's why he left.
17 and 15. Whoa.
Yeah, my sister and I are 18 years apart.
Oh,
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I was born the year she graduated high school. Yeah,
That is amazing.
my mom had me at I think 45. I think she had me at 45.
Oh,
And
how
then
cool.
I was a preemie at that, so there was issues. Like I said, like a lot of people, like you, most of you know, I died twice as an infant.
I'm a preemie.
Oh, yeah, I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Me too.
Yeah, that's why I'm such a scrapper. That's why I'm a debater. That's why I will argue you down to the
One and
ground.
done.
You
Yeah,
know.
people do one and dones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, you guys, I appreciate you for coming up today on Larger Curves during this open panel top 5 hot topics for me this week. And we went over a couple of other things, like always. I want to give a shout out to none other than Emmanuel at Manny's TV. Be sure you go through and smash his buttons. Manny, anything else you want to say before you leave the House of the Curves?
No, just that props to Curves, props to Corey, people like y'all who have been believing Nene from the very beginning. And hopefully they do some changes. I'm glad you came on live today because I've been like, where's Curves at? She hasn't done a live in a while.
Well, you know what?
But
So I got spanked. I was licking my wounds, y'all. Mama got demonetized. So we're going
why?
back for it in October. Something about I reused something. And then somebody else asked around because somebody else got demonetized like within the same 48 hours for the same reason. And they said it's for the IG videos that I like to share. I don't add enough to them so
Oh,
that I have to either go back and add one of my intros to it and a trail window thing, or delete them all when I can reapply for monetization again in October. So if you'd like to support in the meantime, my Cash App's right there. Of course, it's at Larger Curves everywhere. Um, and yeah, but I was like, damn. So of course, as soon as I found out that was what it was, I've been putting those up like crazy lately. I'm like, phew, since I can't have it anyway, but I'm gonna have to go back and either take them down or edit it, but until October, I will be gladly putting them up there until October.
okay.
So yeah, but yeah, thank you for that. And I'm gonna still give everybody their shouts out, and we're gonna keep on growing our YouTube community. And I'm done licking my wounds and being pumped up for my other businesses, and I'm just gonna apply that same passion over here. And I'm actually like, in my desire to elevate in every way, I am considering the content of which we're going to be partaking. And so, like today's even our top 5, I feel like it's relevant and silly and fun and light, but
Mhm.
also like not too deep into the me having to care about this fake reality TV game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
really need to be more discerning with where I dispense so much of my passionate energy. And so we're going to be reworking some things over here. And of course, it's going to be all about legacy, generational wealth, and like, making a way for your family and, just setting yourself up in ways where, like I was telling you, did you know you can write that off if you happen to be doing this? You know what I'm saying? Sharing more
Yeah.
of those types of things that are super duper relevant to my curvies and my community. You know what I'm saying? So I hope
Mhm.
you guys bear with me and stay with me on this journey. And I appreciate you all so much, so much. Now, Corey,
Yes.
sister from another mister. Now,
Yes.
you know she's part of my team, you guys. So Corey is fantastic in every way. Corey, what are your words? You guys can find her at Lola Lane in these YouTube streets. When are you guys going live?
We were supposed to go on tonight, but of course, everyone knows Lola and I both suffer from chronic pain, and she's not doing well today. So give everyone can give her a nice prayer for her to feel better, and we will get back in these YouTube streets as soon as we can. Sorry about all of the pushbacks and stuff, guys. Just show us some love and some support. We could use it. And
Definitely.
I do want to mention there is a late 90s, early 2000s record producer. He wants to call himself a singer, but he's not really that good of a singer. Ryan Leslie. Um, he is on a barnstorming tour right now with Forbes magazine. Guys, look him up. He is talking about generational wealth and how to get it and IULs and all of that. So get a listen, and then hit up Cursor Eye if you want some more information on those things.
For sure, for sure. Because now is the time, especially like Sebastian said, because Fed Now is pretty much rolled out, you guys.
Wow.
And based on the 127-page user agreement, the updated user agreement I was sent by Chase, they're making it very clear that your money is their money until
Wow.
they decide that it's not. And
Wow.
even down to it says in writing, if we decide a transaction is questionable, then we have the right to hold that and any other amount from your account. It says it by page 18, makes it clear a number of times by page 18 of 127 pages, you guys. So
Wow.
be careful, like, where you guys are putting your wealth and your riches and what you guys are looking at. Bottom line, never bet your rent money. Only invest what you feel like, you can possibly risk to not have for however long, whether it's short term, which is no less than a year or two, or long term, which is 7 to 10 years. You know what I mean? You don't
Mm-hmm.
really want to, uh, you know, put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. However, if you know the growth is happening and you can still access it if you need to, then what's the problem? Like, and especially with the 401ks, you guys, anybody in here with the 401k knows you guys are paying taxes twice, at least twice. Plus you get some fees. My friend just took out $2,000 because she needed it. She needed the $2,000 and they
Mm-hmm.
feed $500 out of it and only gave her a check for 1,500
Mm-hmm. I've done that
because of
before.
taxes and fees. And the accounts that I'm talking about don't do that. The accounts that I'm talking about have even higher growth than that and things like that. So anyway, yeah, get at me if you guys want some help on that stuff. Get at Corey. Like I said, she's part of a winning team. We're a team of champions and we want to make everybody champions. Yeah!
That's
That's all I'm
right.
gonna
Everybody can make a bag. Everybody can make a bag
Yeah.
and
Nice.
spread
say.
that bag throughout the family.
Yes, yes. There were that's the thing at the convention. There were so many entire families walking together. Last names, they call it their last names change forever because like you're making seven figures. And there's a statistic that if you make $10 million, like people in your family's generations for at least like up to three more generations wouldn't have to work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So And that's like as in work for other people, like you can really get something going for your family. So but there was all these regular schmegular people going across the stage, like they were regular 6 months ago, they were regular 3 months ago, they were regular 5 years ago. There was one guy who went on 58 appointments, and it wasn't until his 59th that he finally started getting traction. There's the other person that like their first appointment was $1 million thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like all over the place, but it's all inspiration and it's all possible. And I hope that you guys and my lovely curvy crew are applying your desire to the focus, to the manifestation powered by 3 times in every way for all that you want, and know that you deserve it because there's enough to go around. Smash all the buttons on your way out. Thanks for coming by. I'll see you in the next video.